I'm making this video during a time where it looks like the U.S. might be on the brink of a new war with Iran, which is exactly the opposite kind of thing that President Trump promised. He wanted to put America first at one time. Now we're on to doing something things. But one aspect of that, and I hope this doesn't happen, but it's not looking good in a number of ways. One aspect of that, and I've written about this at the American Conservative and recently at Responsible Statecraft, is a lot of Trump's attitude about most things, including foreign policy, seems to be what kind of people he has around him in any given moment, the people he's talking to and their ideas versus the ideas of other people. I want to share with you this tweet, this X post, whatever you want to call it these days, from progressive Arab American journalist Omar Badar. Might be mispronouncing that, but he said something that I think is key, especially in this moment as it relates to Donald Trump and American foreign policy. He shared a Charlie Kirk tweet from June of 2025 saying, keep the pressure up. Regime change in Iran would be a catastrophe. Charlie Kirk was very outspoken about no U.S. war with Iran, no regime change in Iran, and that fit right into where MAGA was, certainly in Charlie's lifetime and the 2024 campaign and certainly 2016, and that was part of MAGA. Omar Badar says this, and this is from just today, this would roughly be the time Charlie Kirk goes to the White House again to urge Trump not to launch a regime change war in Iran. This would be the time. In other words, Charlie Kirk would be talking to Donald Trump and saying, please don't do this. And he continues, but Charlie is dead, and the clueless, hubristic emperor has backed himself into a corner surrounded by salivating warmongers. And that's absolutely true. I've heard from people who I would trust, and this has been reported too, Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump had a pretty close relationship, talked daily, according to some people. And if he was thinking about going to war because Lindsey Graham thought it was a good idea, or Secretary of, Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, thought it was a good idea, or John Bolton at one time, there would be a voice like Charlie Kirk to say, like, hey, you remember when you said Bush lied and the Iraq War was a mistake? Do you want your own version of it? And Charlie Kirk's not here now. This would be the time, during the time I'm making this video, where Trump might reach out to a Charlie Kirk and hear that kind of advice instead of Lindsey Graham's advice or Marco Rubio's advice. This is not unprecedented. Many might remember that in 2017, we were on the brink in Trump's first term of launching an airstrike on Iran then, and he's done it again in his second term, but that's beside the point for the point I'm trying to make. And at the last minute, he decided not to do it. And it was reported, I believe, by Politico that the two major factors were he asked an aide, what would the civilian casualties be? And he decided it was too high and not to strike. And the other is that he was on the phone with Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, like Charlie Kirk, is an outspoken advocate for not bombing or going to war with Iran. And whatever Carlson might have said to Trump then, he did not bomb. If he didn't talk to Carlson, would it look differently? Perhaps. If he could talk to Charlie Kirk right now, perhaps. If he wasn't on the outs with Rand Paul, who he used to talk to all the time. Some people said they shared a gut instinct on foreign policy 5 or 6 years ago. If he could talk to Rand Paul, maybe we're in a different situation today. But when all you're talking to as the President of the United States is America last Lindsey Graham, who never met a war he didn't want to get the U.S. involved in, and Marco Rubio's neocon wish list, Venezuela, now we're at Iran, he wants to go into Cuba. That's not what Trump's voters signed up for. It's sure as hell not America first. And I share Omar's relent. I wish Charlie Kirk was here today to give Trump some important advice on not starting yet another U.S. regime change war.